Okay, hi guys, I'm back, and we're going to talk about our naming using for binary molecular compounds. It sounds a lot scarier than it is, and you guys had learned these a little bit in grade 10. So you went through hopefully the PowerPoint and the videos that I showed you on molecular compounds, naming them and forming them. And then I'm just going to show you a few examples. If we were in class, you would have gotten a few questions on the board or something. I would have given you a couple of examples. So I'm going to do these out with you. And we're going to have a look and see how to do these. So number one, it would have been N4P9. So what is the name of this? I don't even really know where to start. So when we look at the periodic table, we can see where N is here, okay? N for nitrogen, and P is here for phosphorus. N and P, they're both nonmetals. So two nonmetals we have, it makes a molecular compound. So this is molecular or covalent. Okay, these are covalently bonded. So these two are sharing electrons, okay? Between these molecules, the electrons are shared. There's no plus and minus charge like in ionic compounds. These are molecular compounds, and the electrons are shared within this group, okay? When you get two nonmetals, they're molecular compounds. Well, these get named differently than when we have a metal and a nonmetal. We saw ionic compounds. We had a metal, let's say we had magnesium, and we had a nonmetal, and we had chlorine, and it gets called magnesium chloride. That was last week's unit. This week's unit, we're doing nonmetals. When the nonmetals, this part of the periodic table, join together and share electrons, they're molecular compounds. How do we name molecular compounds? Well, this you've seen before, and I mentioned this page in your textbook today. So here in your textbook, you can see these prefixes that we get used. So if I were you, I would jot this down, or when I'm doing this homework, I would have the page 269 open. Mono is 1, di is 2, tri is 3, tetra is 4, penta is 5, hexa is 6, hepta is 7, octa is 8, nona is 9, and deca is 10. So have this in front of you, and let's have a look at this guy that we have to name today. There's 4 N's. Well, when I look at the 4 prefix, it's tetra. So what is the N? It's nitrogen. And so we have tetranitrogen, and we have 9 P's. Well, when I look at the prefixes, 9 is nona. And what is P? Well, P is phosphorus on the periodic table, but because it's in a compound, we call it phosphide. So it's nona phosphide. P-H-O-S-P-H-O-S-P-H-I-D-E. Okay, so this is tetranitrogen nona phosphide. That's the name of this. This guy's name is this. Okay, so let's look at the next one. We have SO. There's only one of each thing. And hopefully you noticed in the videos, because I know that Tyler DeWitt always repeated it over and over again. When you're naming the first molecule, you don't use the prefix mono when there's only one of them. So it would have been monosulfur, but we don't use mono. That does not get used on the first molecule in the first element in this molecule, okay? So it just becomes sulfur. And what is this? Well, there's only one of them. It's oxygen, but we know that turns to oxide, so it's sulfur monoxide. Sulfur monoxide. we drop the second O. We don't write monoxide. Like in the Tyler DeWitt video, you would have seen some letters get dropped in this process, so you don't have a whole bunch of vowels in a row that don't make a lot of sense. So this is sulfur monoxide. Mono being the prefix for one, because this has one. And you never put the mono on the first element. Okay? So that was the couple of examples there. So let's look at the second part. If I gave you this. Arsenic, pentabromide. Arsenic, pentabromide. What would I do? Well, I would look here and I would say arsenic. Okay, so I know arsenic is here, AS. So I would write that down because there's no prefixes, so I just have AS. Pentabromide. Well, I'd look back at my chart and I would see that penta meant that there was 5 of them. So I'm just going to put that in brackets above it. Penta meant 5. And bromide is here on the periodic table. It's bromine, but it's bromide when it's in a compound. So we have bromide here, Br. And we know that there was 5 of them because it was pentabromide. AsBr5. Okay, that's arsenic pentabromide. Let's try to name another one here so you can see us do it. Diselenium hexaoxide. Diselenium hexaoxide. Sounds scary, but it isn't. It really isn't. So let's look up at selenium. So selenium is Se right here. Selenium, I can see it. It's Se. So I write down Se. The di, I look at my mono chart. I know that that's 2. So it's going to be 2 Ses so far. And oxide, well, I know that that's oxygen when it's in a compound. So I've got oxygen. And it had said hexaoxide. So hexa means 6 when you look at the chart. So I'm going to go O6. So I've got 2 seleniums, 6 oxide. Se2O6. Okay, so hopefully this will help you guys to do the molecular naming and writing of compounds on the assignment. So again, text me on the Teams page or, send me a little message or whatever, or email me if you need extra help. I'm here. Okay? Stay safe, guys. Have a great weekend. I'm going to upload today all this stuff. So, yeah, have a great weekend. Let me know if you need my help. Okay, bye-bye.